Happy Friday, Weir High School.
I'm Izzy Bernola.
And I'm Jordan Ferguson.
Here are your announcements for January 6th, brought to you by Weir Student Media.
We're wishing everyone celebrating a happy Serbian Orthodox Christmas this weekend.
Happy National Bean Day.
For lunch, we are having pepperoni pizza, fresh romaine salad, green beans, and homemade macaroni salad.
It's Feature Friday. Today, Elizabeth Rhodes and Callie Wood bring to you a PSA about the risks of vaping.
Hi, I'm Lucy Rhodes, a senior of the class of 2023 at Weir High School and a member of Weir Student Media. Callie and I decided to create an anti-vaping PSA to spread awareness of the dangers of vaping.
The following voiceovers are quotes from real Weir High students who participated in a voluntary anonymous interview. These quotes were then read over by students and members of the Weir Student Media staff.
When did you start vaping?
14 years old.
14 years old.
11 years old.
11 years old.
8th grade.
7th grade.
8th grade.
6th grade.
4th grade.
12 years old.
14 years old.
10 years old.
12 years old.
15 years old.
10 years old.
13 years old.
12 years old.
15 years old.
14 years old.
11 years old.
12 years old.
13 years old.
7th grade.
8th grade.
About how much money have you spent overall on vaping?
$1,000 or more.
Close to $1,000.
At least $3,000.
Too much to count.
$1,000. Kelly Lawton, assistant principal, offered her opinions on student vaping.
What would you say to anybody who wanted to start vaping?
What would I like to say? I think they don't know the ramifications. They don't know the consequences nor the after effects of vaping. I know it's a hard thing to stop because of the different flavors and things like that. It's a lot different with smoking. But one of the misconceptions that kids say is that I'm not inhaling the smoke. So it's much safer to vape than smoking.
Mike Granado, PE teacher, also shared his opinions on vaping.
In 40 years of education, it's my 40th full-time year of teaching, I think vaping is the most dangerous thing that I have seen come across young people's lives. It controls them. In many cases, it has come close to destroying them. The excess nicotine, excess tar, excess smoke that fills young people's lungs. I think probably down the road when we start looking 20, 30, 40 years from now, we will see an increase in young death, and we will see an increase maybe in lung illnesses such as cancer and whatnot.
Can you tell which kids vape?
Absolutely. It's easy. It's not difficult at all when you take a look. In all my years coaching here and all my years teaching here and then now coaching over across the river at Franciscan, you can see it the minute somebody starts running, somebody starts playing, and they're out of breath in nanoseconds of what a normal teenager actually would do.
I'm Tessie Irby. I'm a physician assistant at the Weir Complex Health Center. So short term, it's more, most of the vaping oils or whatnot contain nicotine, so it can be addictive and can cause obviously irritation to the lungs just because when you're vaping, you're inhaling chemicals technically. Sometimes heavy metals can be in that, sometimes, nicotine, so all of those things into the lungs are not obviously good for the lungs, so it can cause damage and coughing and trouble breathing and, like I said, addiction to the nicotine itself. Because it's still newer, a lot of long-term effects aren't even clear yet, but still probably similar to, with cigarettes. With vaping, there may be less chemicals in it than with traditional cigarettes, but we're still inhaling chemicals that can cause long-term lung damage, like COPD type changes, where they can give you kind of long-term trouble breathing and damage to the lungs. And it can also can actually lead to, with the nicotine abuse, can lead to, they found, like anxiety, depression, irritability, and other like mental health issues.
According to a 2019 survey conducted by the FDA, more than 5 million U.S. middle and high school students used e-cigarettes in the past 30 days.
The CDC states there have been 2,807 hospitalized cases of serious lung injury associated with vaping products, resulting in 68 deaths as of February 2020.
Thank you for that informative video.
In other news, the freshman class will distribute order forms for the Pepperoni Rollers fundraiser to all freshmen during lunches today. All freshmen should stop at the table in the cafeteria during their lunch to pick up an order form and support the class of 2026.
There will be a class of 2025 officer meeting today immediately after school in Ms. Palavas' room A309.
Final exams are next week. If you are exempt, don't forget to have your forms signed by teachers and parents by Wednesday, January 11th. Friday, January 13th will be an exam makeup day only for students with a doctor's note or pre-approved absence. Forms are available in the main office and the old attendance counter, as well as the assistant principal's office on the counter.
Students must turn in the early dismissal note if they wish to leave before the end of the day. No early dismissals will be taken over the phone on the final exam day.
Next Friday, January 13th, is the last day of first semester. Second semester begins on Tuesday, January 17th. Schedules for second semester will be distributed this week during all lunches. Anyone wishing to change their schedules must do so by January 13th. No schedule changes will be changed after that date. See a counselor during your lunch to change your schedule.
Sophomores, the deadline to apply to attend Governor's School of Arts for Marshall University is January 18th. Visit the link below or see a counselor for more information.
Teachers, due to finals week and the semester change, We Are Caffeinated will resume selling coffee for the week of January 23rd to 27th. Order forms will be delivered on Friday, January 20th for the following week.
Now for your sports info.
Good luck to the sports teams competing this weekend.
Today, the boys basketball team and the cheerleaders travel to Brook High School for a 6 p.m. tip-off, and the swim team competes in a quad meet against Beaver Local, East Liverpool, and Oak Glen beginning at 6 p.m. at the YMCA.
Tomorrow, boys freshman basketball travels to Oak Glen for a 12 p.m. start. The wrestling team competes in the Cameron tournament at 9 a.m.
And the varsity girls and boys basketball teams play in the Chucky Mahoney Memorial Tournament at Bergenstown, with the girls beginning at 3 and the boys starting at 5.
Finally, your fun fact of the day.
The world's largest bean plant was over 45 feet tall.
That's it for today. Have a fabulous Friday, Weir.